All right, welcome to Lizards of the Toast, and we are going to reveal our 2024 burn deck. The only thing, this is the one we'll be playing on the channel against other decks. I do sideboard a couple of Chalice of the Voids if I play this outside of our little universe here. Just because I only have a few Chalice of the Voids, and they pretty much sideboard their way into every deck if I play anywhere else. So, burn. Very simple. I gotta say, um, I'm so happy to be able to get burn kind of back into a way that I like to play it a little better after the fall of theory, as it were. So let's get right into our light creature base here. It's not quite as light as it used to be, so that's interesting. We have Goblin Guide. So for 1 red mana, we get this card that used to be quite expensive and now is not. It's a red staple. It's wonderful in burn. People think this is a drawback. However, it's wonderful to see the top card, especially if we see a certain types of land. We know what we're up against. We can start thinking about sideboard options for the next round. So Goblin Guide, we're running 4. 1, a 2, a 3, and the 4. 4 Goblin Guides. And we have Mona the Swift. I love Mona the Swift. She is hasty. She has prowess, and she gets that +1/+1 whenever you cast one of those dirty burn spells, my friend. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. 4 Monas. And look who's back. Back from the brink is Ido of the Revelo. We have 2/2. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, Eidolon of the Great Revel deals 2 damage to that player. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, and our foily boy. Oh boy, look at that. All right, so we have those in the main deck. Although, as you'll see the sideboard, sometimes they find their way there as well. Right, now let's get into those awesome instants that everybody appreciates. Now, you will find something missing from here, I think. And we have Lightning Bolt, of course. We're running 3 Lightning Bolts. I'm just kidding. Of course we're running 4. Of course we're running 4 bolts, right? Yeah, why wouldn't we? All right, I am so excited for the decksplanation of this. You don't even know. Probably my favorite deck in Modern, to be honest. It's got to be up there. So Searing Blaze, this is a wonderful, versatile card. Love the landfall. Deals 1 damage to target player and 1 damage to target creature that player controls. That's wonderful. However, with this landfall, if you had a land enter the battlefield into your control this turn, fetches. Searing Searing Blaze deals 3 damage to that player and 3 damage to that creature instead. Oh, wonderful. So 1, 2, a 3, a 4. 4 of those. All right, and moving forward, onward we go to full art Boros Charm. And I have Charm. Boros Charm. So choose 1 for 1 and a white. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Not always the worst, to be honest. I have used that a few times to keep a prowess creature alive. Like turn 4. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. That is not horrible either. Especially when you're trying to burn somebody out. If somebody is no creatures on board and you have a prowess trigger and you have extra mana, say your prowess trigger, you got a 3/3, make it a 6/6. So that's not to be. Sometimes Boros Charm becomes like a. People forget it says choose 1. But anyways, we'll save that kind of talk for the decksplanation. But most of the time, 99% of the time, I think Boros Charm is just going to deal that wonderful 4 damage. So, of course, we're running 4. Now, here's where things get spicy. All right, to go with certain interactions like Eidolon, Lightning Helix. This is what I have in here instead of the Skull Cracks that a lot of people run. Lightning Helix deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So this is going to keep ourselves from hurting ourselves to oblivion with Eidolons and other things for anything that might deal damage. If we're going against a mirror match of burn, a lot of burn decks don't run Lightning Helix. I'm running 4. So that's direct damage. There's no, like with Skull Crack, there's no, it's just so much more versatile, I think. Yeah, I think what is it? Like Searing Blood is a great card if you're going against like a creature deck, but if you're not going against a creature heavy deck, man, I love Lightning Helix because it keeps us alive too. So Lava Spike is a Lightning Bolt restricted. Lava Spike deals 3 damage to target player. Pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 Lava Spikes. Yeah, that's really simple. You guys like I brought out the old mat here? Remember this? Remember this mat? You guys remember any of my old fogies that are on my channel? Remember our first mat that we used to use. Do you remember? It's dangerous to go alone. All right. Anyways, I digress as we're getting into sorceries now. So Rift Bolt. Rift Bolt is one that we must utilize carefully, and I'll tell you why later in the other video. But I think you probably guess why. Rift Bolt deals 3 damage to target creature or player. It's 2 in a red. That's shapoops badoops. But we can suspend Rift Bolt. So this is just wonderful. So that suspend cost is going to have this with a timer. So at our upkeep, when we remove that suspend counter, we are going to deal 3 damage and target creature or player as one sees fit. 99% of the time, it should be the face of our opponent. To think of Burn as a stupid deck would be a stupid way to think, because I will say Burn is quite intuitive. And join me in the decksplanation where we're going to take a deep dive into this wonderful deck. Man, these things are full of air, Tony. What's going on here?
Sorry, boss. Gotta let out the valve.
Well, you didn't let out the valve, Tony. I wish you had.
Sorry, boss.
That's all right. Okay, I digress. Where were we? Oh, man, this video's short. All right, of course it is. It's short and fast, like Burn. So, Skewer the Critics. This is a wonderful card in this deck. So, Skewer the Critics has a spectacle cost, which means if a player was dealt damage this turn, we can pay it for its spectacle cost. So, essentially, it's a Lightning Bolt that we have to cheat to play for Lightning Bolt's cost. And it's a sorcery. But that being said, this is going to do that damage because we're doing damage to our opponent's face anyways. So like turn 2, turn 3, so turn 1, you hit somebody with a bolt. I'm doing the thing. I got to wait, save this for the decksplanation. But in any case, we're running 4 Skewer the Critics in the main deck, and let's get into those lands. A lot of people like to run 19 lands. I actually run 20 lands. And you know what? It seems like now I see a lot more people running 22. Not 22, 20 as well. So other people are also running 20 lands, not 22 as well. So 22 not. They are running 20 lands as well. The English language, my friends. Very interesting. All right, Arid Mesa. Of course, we got 1, 2, 3. My lands, anybody that plays me knows, I switch out my fetchies all the time from different decks. So right now, this is what we have. We have 3 Arid Mesas, 2 Scalding Tarns, and right now we have 1 Wooded Foothills. So next week, it could be a couple of Wooded Foothills, 1 Arid Mesa, more Scalding Tarns. Who knows? Anything you're going after with red, right? So Sunbaked Canyon, this is burning us when we use it, but this is card draw if we run out of gas. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those with the cool version there. And on top of these, we're running a Fiery Islet as well. So not everybody does this with burn, but we really play this deck fast, so we want card draw. So this kind of card draw, having 5 of these options here, is absolutely wunderbar, friends. All right, 2. Now here's our fetchables. Here's the ones we can seek. So we have Sacred Foundry, running 2 of those. 2 of those is all you'll need. And mountains, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 mountains to fetch up. So 5 fetchable sources and 6 fetch lands. Very nice. I always like to have 1 more fetch land than my fetchable sources. Just a rule of thumb I use. Inspiring Vantage. 4 of those. So very nice there. And we have a really weird toned one there, as you see. So there's those, and we have the weird tone. So join me in the decksplanation. I'm going to go ahead and get on that video right after this. Our decksplanation tend to be longer. We definitely enjoy doing them. And again, we're going to do all the same things we did in 2022 and 2023. It's about redundancy here. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, yeah, join me on the decksplanation. Sorry. Just looking at that. That looks a little... I was just going to say, I picked that up from my LGS. So many of my cards I get from there. But I just want to take a peek at that because it's such a weird looking, such a difference. But a lot of these series, especially this one's a Kaladesh, right? I do notice, like, going through cards, you'll see quite a difference in tone. So let's go into that sideboard. All right, there we go. Thank you, sir. Good night, Susan. And the sideboard. Here we go. All right. So, in our sideboard, usually if I'm playing at a store or something, especially now post-Fury, depending, 2 Sanctifier Envex or 2 Path to Exiles will come out. But more often than not now, it will be Sanctifier Envex to come out for Chalice of the Void. With that being said, we have these Path to Exiles for problematic things that our lightning bolts can't take care of. We're running 2 of these in here. I've always ran 2 Path to Exiles in here. And I believe since I've had Burn deck, I've been running 1 of these Path to Exiles. And then finally, I saw one and I got it. So I had 2 of these nice ones. But the other one was just the one with the Johnny's Pride Mate getting blasted. But I sure like these. Anyways, I digress. Sanctifier Envex. So for 2 white, you get protection from black, protection from red. So that's 2 damage to red and black decks right there every turn. Black or red permanent, spell, or card not on the battlefield will be put into a graveyard. Exile it instead. So that is going to shut down a lot of things. That's really wonderful. Definitely not as wonderful as it was when Scam was a thing, you know. However, having that extra body on the field is why I like Sanctifier Envex. It could be argued and said that that Rest in Peace may be a better card. Definitely Chalice of the Void is a better card. But this plays its place in our universe. So we have Smash to Smithereens. We run 2 of these. We did run 3 for a while. But it's 2 mana. It is counterintuitive to our game plan in a way. And if we really need it, we'll just hold on to it until we really need this thing. It being 2 mana, like say somebody plays a Chalice of the Void on us, okay, for 1. This is going to really be like essential. And we're going to be like hoping we draw this. So that's where 3 would come in. But we don't come across it enough. And it, again, like not, kind of counterintuitive. So running 2 of those, that 3 damage is why we run this instead of something a little more versatile. I mean, how many times I just don't feel like I need to hurt enchantments so much with my burn deck, I guess. So here we have Searing Blood. Deals 2 damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, deal 3 damage to that player that controls that creature. We are running 3 of these down from 4. So this is a good card. I like Searing Blaze better. The stipulation on this, if you're going against a creature deck, pop this in. It's just going to be perfect. Skullcrack. Like I said, you don't see it too much in the main decks now, but 2 of these is what I run if there's the rare life gain deck. And similarly to our artifact, hey, hold on to that Skullcrack and use it when you need it. Stop that life gain. So here's Roiling Vortex. So if we're going against some creature hate and Eidolon's just not doing it for us, or sometimes if you want to go full on, I don't want to use the word, but full on insanity, I guess we'll use that word instead. You can actually keep Eidolon and the Roiling Vortex in together, which really is a race to the bottom. Need them if you got them. So please join me. We're going to move right on and into the decksplanation. Thank you to all the subscribers. If you guys are enjoying this content, please please subscribe so you don't miss out on future content because, hey, this is a fun place.